So now we've completed all the rows, and this is what it looks like. I did switch out yarn because I had this one almost finished. And so how we know that we're at our last row is that we count, I just took that off here, we count these side pieces right here, these stitches. You just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you count all the way to the end until you're at, for this pattern, 26. And so you don't count your last loop, just all of these here. And so this is what it looks like. This is your tail from the beginning right here. And so how you finish it off is you do what's called the slip stitch across. So with a slip stitch is you stick your needle under that first vertical stitch, just like we've been doing the whole way up. You yoke and pull through, and then you pull through again, and that's the slip stitch. So we're gonna do that again. So you go under your vertical stitch, you yoke, you pull through that vertical stitch, and then you pull through the loop. Okay, and you can see it's making this, it's like closing off the top of it for us. So again, we go under the vertical, we yoke, we pull through, and we pull through the loop. So we go under the vertical, yoke, pull through the stitch, pull through the loop. So we do that the whole way across the top. So we're getting near the end of that top row with our slip stitch, so we're gonna finish this off, and now we're at our very last stitch, and this is that last edge, the vertical edge loop here. So we're gonna stick our hook through that, yoke, pull through, and pull through again. All right, so what we're gonna do here is you're gonna need pair of scissors, and you're gonna again want to leave about 6 inches on there, and we're gonna just finish it off. Basically, there's a lot of different ways to do this. What I'm gonna do is just hook that yarn through and pull it through and make a knot. And then I sometimes just do another knot. All right, now here with your tail, well, you see you have your 2 tails here. This is the one that you started with, and then this is your ending one. And you can see your vertical lines coming down here, and again you check those all the way through to make sure you don't see one that goes up and then over like that, because then you know you'd skipped a row, and you'd want to undo that and start from right before that. But you just want to check it out, and this is what the back side will look like right here. So in this pattern, you actually make 2 of these, and then you put them together and you join them around the edge. So at this point, you're really going to start this whole process over again. But what I usually do here is put it right side down, and you'd get a sewing needle, and you want to use one that has a very large eye. So that's a very large eye hole that you can stick yarn through. And I get these just from a sewing store, or Walmart might have them if they have a craft section, or you can order it online, of course. But I like using this particular one. And you just thread your needle. And again, you can wait if you don't have your needles right now. You can always go ahead and just start on your second square, your other side, just like we did. You just start from the first video and do that over. And then when you get your needles, you want to go ahead and hide this. And so how you hide your tails is you're just sewing them, again, on the wrong side. You just take it and make it do a neat sewing in here. You don't want to go all the way through. You don't want to go all the way through to the other side. So you just want to go like under a stitch and pull through. See, and then you go under and pull through. And of course, you'll have to bring your tail out a little bit here, and just continue weaving it in. And you don't see it on the other side at all. You just keep it neat, and you won't see anything come through. So I'm just going to continue to weave this through. And if you didn't do this, if you just cut it off at the edge, you would see that bit of yarn you cut off, and it just wouldn't look as nice. But you could always do that. But this only takes a couple of minutes. All right, and then I just take that and cut the tail right there, and then you can see that one's hidden. And then you would do the same thing with this tail. You just thread your needle and weave it through, and then trim off the end. And so this is your one side of your pot holder, and then you have to sew your second side. So you can go ahead and watch the other video. Remember, we left the tail of about 6 inches. We made a loop. You want the loop to be large enough for your crochet hook to go through, but you don't want it to be too big. So that's about right. I like weaving it a couple times through my fingers. And then you go in and you do your chain stitch again, where you just yo and pull through. And you'll do this 26 times. And so you'll do it at 26 across to match the length you did over here. And then start up on your rows, 26 more rows, and finish it off just like we did. And then we'll pick up from there in just a bit, and I'll show you how to join the two. When you do get to the end of the second side, you do not, when you get up here, don't tie it off or finish it off. You do your slip stitch across, but then leave the yarn on the hook, and I'll show you how to join it.